Hey guys, today I need to make beef broth. My wife wants to do a recipe where chicken broth isn't going to work, so I gotta make some beef broth. So, first thing I'm going to do is take my beef bones, which I got when I ordered a quarter of a cow, and oil them and put them on the pan, which I've already done, and I'll just show you. So the recipes I've found have all said to roast your bones, that it'll make everything just taste better and the color will be better. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've oiled the bones, and all the recipes I read averaged out to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and then flip the bones over and roast for another 30 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. While the bones are roasting, we're going to chop up some vegetables, just to the size they'll fit in the Instant Pot. Some carrots. You don't have to take the ends off, but I prefer to. Some celery, that one's a little long. Some garlic. Crush that. And an onion. Oops. Okay, we're done for the veggies. I'm going to add my herbs and spices to the Instant Pot bowl, and possibly my veggies. And then when the bones are done, I'll add the bones in the water. So I got the spice bag. Don't have to use one, just depends on how much you want to filter when you're done. Everything calls for a bay leaf, it seems like. But I don't have whole bay leaves, I have these ground ones. So I'm just gonna dump some in there. Recipes seem to be incredibly vague when it comes to peppercorn. So we'll just dump some in there. And that'll be it for our spice bag, which we'll tie up. And drop in there. Salt. Salt varies how much you want to put on there. I find it tastes better with salt, but if you're avoiding salt, don't put salt in. Brand new package of salt, so it's taking me a second to get into. But I'm going to go with a heaping tablespoon of salt. So difference between beef recipes I found and chicken recipes I found is the beef recipes all call for a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So we'll add that. And then we will add the vegetables. That's what we got for now. Our beef bones have quite some time left, so I'll put this in the Instant Pot, wait for those bones to be ready, and then add those in and fill it with water. Okay. So I'm gonna add filtered water to the Instant Pot. I fill my water bottles and I just use that. Okay, so 2 liters of water. Just try to push everything down. So set it to sealing. Mine has a soup thing. I have already set it for 2 hours, but if you're doing manual, you want to set it in high for 2 hours and let it go, and then you want to, it's turning on, and then you want to let it natural release for at least half an hour. It can be a couple hours if you want. I usually forget about it, so it turns into 45 minutes to an hour after it's done that I take it out. So there we go. Now we just let it do its thing. So 41 minutes after it's done, we'll start venting it. So I'm just gonna let that sit there and cool down for a while, and then I will strain it and put it in jars. So I think this might be cool enough now. I have heard rumors, and by rumors I mean I read on the internet, if I could ever get a hold of this, that you can reuse your beef bones a couple times. So I'm going to actually take them out, and since they're my only set of beef bones, and we don't get beef bones very often, I'm going to set them aside so I can try to make another batch with them. I'm also going to squeeze as much out of the spice bag as I can. Set that aside. Then I'm going to take my broth. So I got a colander and a large bowl, and I'm going to strain it. now I have all the large chunks out and I can put that in jars. So I'm gonna put this in jars. I just have some jars from stuff that I've bought before. So this is peaches. This one was a tomato sauce. I do not have enough of these reused jars, so I'll probably end up using a couple of my canning jars. But I'm gonna run it through this nut milk bag, is what it was advertised as, just to get all the solids out, because the holes in my colander are pretty large. So I'm gonna put that in the jar. I'm gonna put a canning funnel on top. And I'm gonna use a little, because every time I try to use it from the full bowl, I spill and burn myself. But I am going to fill my jar, not all the way, because I do store this in the freezer. We don't have it every day. But I'm going to jar this up. That's probably good enough for this first jar. Put that on that and push it aside. There's always a little something that gets caught in this milk bag. That's why I use it. There we go. I got about 4 jars. I did spill some. I always do, but at least this is less than last time. This one I will keep in the fridge for supper tonight. And these 3 will go in the freezer. Look at those. Look at the color. Awesome. I'm excited. So there's my bone broth, or my beef broth there. Whatever you want to call it. Multiple uses. Very tasty. So this is cooled, not cold. Look at that lovely line of fat across the top. If anyone knows a use for that fat besides, warming it up and mixing it all back in, let me know, because I really don't want it to go to waste.